Hello! In this short demo, we are going to preview the new and very cool features that are going to be released soon in Secure Cloud Analytics. My name is Alicia Garcia Sastre, and I am with Cisco Security Platform and Response Team. Let's have a look. Security teams have large amounts of data that they need to see through, and they need to get the evidence they need very quickly. We are introducing a new event viewer that allows our security operations, threat hunters, and incident response teams to drill into and pivot through the raw data and find exactly what they are looking for. So I'm going to show you in this demo this new functionality. We can see here that we are at the first tab, Session Traffic, and I'm going to look for some specific flows. You will see that this tool is kind of similar to the existing one called Session Traffic, but I'm going to show you here some new capabilities that are added into this view. So we can start just by selecting the date. We have here some very common ranges that are just shortcuts that probably would be very useful for you. Or I can just put my custom one and choose exactly the date and time that I need for this specific search. And then I can use inline filtering to narrow down using a variety of fields. Imagine that we are interested in finding FTP data that is traversing our network. And if we want these exchanges to be done in a more secure protocol like SFTP, probably we want to keep an eye and evaluate who is using FTP servers in our network. So for this reason, I'm going to search here in port 21. An FTP server will listen to client connections on port 21. So that's how I'm going to look for the servers that are using this protocol. And you can see here that I have many hits on this search. I can also filter on other ports here in the connected side, or I could choose a variety of combinations here on other fields, but you get the idea. Another thing that I can do is to use this filtering. So I could choose ports that are not equal to a value greater than something, in between or not in between of some range. So this can be quite handy to filter. Another thing that I can do is to hover over to see a lot of information about my devices. Here I can see the name, the IPs, what are the roles that have been identified for this specific device, even if there are some alerts open for this device, and so on, subnets, everything. Not only I can use this method of filtering, but I also have the possibility of change to query mode. And this will allow me to define the queries in a Lucene syntax, a little bit different from I was using until now. So if I have a query in inline mode, I can just translate it automatically to query mode. And here I have some of the operators that I can use, like and or. And also, if I click here, I will be able to see the complete documentation about this syntax and how I can use it. So once that I have my search, what I can do is use some actions on the devices that I have or the IPs. For example, I could add this IP to a watch list and so on. And also I will be able to manage my columns here. The next tab that I wanted to show you is rejected traffic. So you will be able to see here all the traffic that has attempted to go to a AWS instance, but it has been rejected for some reason. This could be because it has hit some kind of ACL and so on. So you will have visibility over this traffic in this tab. And you can filter through it in a similar manner that it was done for session traffic. And the very exciting thing that is also coming is this cloud posture. From here, I can see how all my resources in AWS or Microsoft Azure are compliant with best practices as defined by the CIS benchmark. This benchmark has defined a set of recommendations for these public clouds, and Cloud Security Analytics will evaluate how all these resources align to these recommendations. So we can see here a verdict. In this case, this verdict has passed. So there can be times that for one single recommendation, there are many checks being done on the background. For example, in this one, ensure the log profile captures activity logs for all regions, including global. So here the recommendation has failed. It's not compliant. And that means that at least for one of the regions, the log profile is not capturing activity logs. I want to see only failed results, so I'm gonna filter on that. And I also want to filter in one specific account that I'm interested in. And then I can see for this account all the ways that it's out of compliance with best practices. We have quite a few. And I could also check that I only want to see the recommendations that are defined for level 1. So level 1 are the best practices that are more generic, more foundational, in order to reduce the attack surface of your organization. And level 2 are more recommendations that are for defense in depth. They are more advanced, and if you want to start for something foundational, you should filter on level 1. Okay, so now that I have my list of recommendations, what I can do is to check in one of them. If I click here, I'm gonna get the full explanation of what is this recommendation about according to CIS. And I will also be able to see some remediation steps to be compliant again. Now that I have all the information that I wanted to filter on, what I can do is generate a file, and this will create a report that I can later download. And what can I do with this report? For example, I can share it with whoever is responsible for managing this account, like the DevOps team. I can let them know that there are some recommendations that are not being properly followed. And after they had time to fix all these things, then I can come over here again and rerun the report with my applied filters and properly ensure that indeed this has been resolved. So this is the end of the demo. As you can see, this is a straightforward and very powerful tool to ensure that your cloud environment is protected, and also having the ability to be proactive, checking that all the best practices are being followed, and also reactive, being able to hunt for threats or maybe perform an investigation about some malicious traffic that you have detected in your network. So you have the power to do this in a single place in the event viewer of Secure Cloud Analytics. I hope you have enjoyed the demo. You can apply for a free trial of Secure Cloud Analytics if you don't have it already in your environment. And to learn more, you can also click on this link. And I want to thank you very much for watching this video today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.